distance learners, so I'm hoping at this point you have a cylinder, ooh, a very fragile one, right? So it's still pretty soft. If I ended here, I would again put it in my ceramics bag or my plastic bag and put it in there. I could not think of the word. All right, and seal that up for the night. Now today, right now, I'm gonna put on the base of this. So what I'm gonna do here is I've rolled out a size that I feel like is gonna work the same way I rolled out my other slab. Then I'm going to trace the edge, and you could use a pencil. Okay, so I'm tracing that edge, and then I'm gonna cut that out. And I'm gonna attach this. Now, this also can be kind of annoying. I'm gonna roll out this coil, so I'm gonna kind of mush this to make it warm, and so it will work to help me blend that together. Let's see here, I'm just gonna set that aside and roll out the coil. And see how it keeps crumbling? So I'm trying to warm it up here, where I just kind of, almost like you're playing with slime or Play-Doh, to try to get it to kind of form together. Now for this one, I've only used my 2 chunks. You can use your 3 chunks though if you want to. All right. I think I'm gonna have to have a little water to this because it sure is not wanting to mold together the way I want it. So I'm adding a little bit of water. To soften it a little bit. So now it's so much better. It's sticking together, which is what I want. All right, I'm gonna roll out a little coil. I'm hoping this will help some of the stability. Then I'm gonna wet this area with my finger in a little water. And I'm gonna wet this too as well, because I really need that extra moisture to help me connect these. You don't really have to slip and score, but it is a little bit harder than you think to get these connected. So I'm gonna take my knife and I'm just gonna smear that together. And if you experience this and you're really getting frustrated with this slab, then we can think about going the pinch version if this doesn't work for you. So I'll show you. I'm definitely really having to, and I'm just holding it up, take this and smear this together. I'm gonna put a little extra water around, and I might have to kind of fix up some of that texture, which is no big deal. What I wanted to kind of reinforce it too is to add this coil that I'm trying to get smooth, so I can have that. Just gonna set that in water and see how well that works here. So here I am, I'm really taking that and smoothing that together. Once they're connected, then it's not as bad. It's just kind of getting that connected. I'm gonna kind of see if I can roll a little bit to help. Oh, see, there it is. So I'm gonna have to pinch that back together, which kind of changes my form just a little bit, not horrible. I put that little coil, I just soaked it for a minute in water, and now I'm gonna see if I can kind of add that to the inside here for some reinforcement to help with that base. And I could probably try to put it on the outside too, but I'm just wanting it on the inside to help kind of hold that together. Whenever I work on the inside, I hold the outside. The cool thing about this is when it does dry, it dries white, and also it really does become hardened. Don't use too much water. That's the trick here. So I'm kind of holding and pressing that to help hold that base together. You can see what this looks like. It's not done, but I'm working through that. We will not be putting a handle on these, so don't feel like these are more gonna be like a pencil holder or whatever kind of holder you would want. So I'm really trying to blend that together. And once it kind of sits together, it starts to kind of work. It's just slow. Add a little bit of that. I didn't quite finish my coil. Add a little bit more over here. And then whatever tools you can get in there to help smooth, I'm using the end of my knife, I would, to help with that. Okay, if I left this out, if I was done and I left this out to dry, it would get really hard. Like this is the one that's dried. So it will get really hard, which is kind of nice, but I want to make sure I have this how I wanted it. So if I wasn't done tonight or now, I would again, and I want to clean up some of this, I would take and I would put it back in my bag and then I would work on it later, okay? So it doesn't dry out. But that's how you would add the base.